3, 2, 1. Facebook Live, it's Tim here, coach and co-founder of the Extraordinary Life Revolution with my incredible partner Ness. And today's video in this short Facebook Live, hopefully I don't go on for too long, because if you're like me, you got a busy day or you're having a busy day, is all about how to bounce back when life knocks you down. I don't know where you're at in your life currently right now, but maybe you feel like life is just knocking you down. You've got a lot of challenges, issues, problems, struggles that just keep popping up, or maybe they're new ones, and rest assured they're never going to end, but how we deal with those can get better and better and better. Maybe it's some problems within yourself, within your emotional sort of states, and maybe with your relationships and the people that you work with, or your family or your friends. You're having some struggles there, and life keeps knocking you down there. Financial issues, they're front and center for a lot of us, along with career and job and business sort of problems, and maybe life there just isn't working out the way that you'd hoped it would have, I guess, and you're wanting some answers. So I remember back to, 2013. I was feeling super strong and fit at the time. I was working in fitness, and nothing could knock me down. And then I get back to my house, and I noticed that I locked the keys in the house. So what I did was I needed to get back in, and at the time my house backed onto a laneway, and in the laneway I could jump over the fence. So Ness and I had been probably going out for 6 months or so, and what I did was stack 2 bins on top of each other and climbed up on top, wedged myself up onto the fence. And as I went to jump over the fence, there was this top paling, which was really flimsy, and it broke, and I somersaulted over. And Ness tells me it looked really funny from her end. Move away from these birds. Telling me to go away, these birds are. So I flipped over the fence, I forward somersault, and I land in the sort of the trees or the shrubs on the other side of my fence, on the inside of my courtyard, because I needed to get in to get my keys. And I looked down at my arm, and on the other side of the fence there was some corrugated iron, and I've reached back to grab it like this, and it's just shredded my wrist. I look down and all this blood's pouring out. Sorry if I'm freaking you out here. And in a bit of shock, and I just know, wow, I need to get something on this. So luckily I get up and I walk inside, and I put this tea towel around my arm, and I'm holding pressure on it. Now, long story short, that was a point where life sort of knocked me down. Like I said earlier, I was feeling super strong, super fit. We'd actually just gone for a workout, and I'd come back. Next thing I know, I've got this huge gash and cut in my hand, and I'm thinking, wow, what am I going to do here? At the time I was training lots of clients, so it was my livelihood to be able to lift weights, and obviously it was a huge sort of struggle for me. And over the coming weeks, I had stitches, the gash had cut 2-3 tendons, I nearly lost my thumb. Let me look here. If you can have a look, there's a scar of it right now. So that's what had happened when I jumped over the fence. I'd gone to reach back onto the fence to help myself over. I know I'd cut my whole arm up. Went and got surgery, and luckily now, a few years on, I've got full function of my hand. But that was one of those moments on life knocking me down when I felt like I was at my best in a certain area, and that area was my health and my fitness at the time. So what did I do? And this is maybe a great lesson for you if you're going through some struggle and life's knocking you down, thinking, well, am I going to get through this? The first thing, if I look back on that experience, was I had a really optimistic outlook. I thought at the time, okay, here's a challenge. It's not a great challenge to deal with at the minute. Maybe you're going through some now, but I had a really optimistic outlook on, hey, I'm going to do everything I can to get my hand back to full function, to be able to use my left hand at the level, or if not better, than it was prior to nearly losing my thumb. And the surgeon said I was about 2 mil from losing my thumb. And still to this day, there's some altered nerve sensation. But over the next 12 weeks, I had this really optimistic outlook. So whatever you're going through right now, one of the lessons in bouncing back from when life knocks you down is cultivating an optimistic outlook. No matter how hard it may be for you, and this isn't having an optimistic and positive outlook at every minute of every day, it's quite the opposite. It's actually thinking, okay, am I being pessimistic here or negative, or am I being optimistic and positive? And choosing to see the positive and bringing more optimism to that situation that you're in right now. Because there's always two sides, and we can always choose to be more optimistic about it. That's going to allow us to find better solutions, and it's going to allow us to be in a better frame of thinking and a better emotional state. So we live a better life, a better quality of life, a more meaningful life, a more fulfilling life, an extraordinary life. So that was the first thing, and my first tip or hack for you today is what to do when life's knocking you down. First is to have an optimistic outlook. And secondly, if I look back on that experience, I got help. That's right, you're never alone when life's knocking you down. And staying and thinking that you're alone is only going to make things 10 times harder, and it puts you in a victim mindset. So, I nearly lost my arm or my hand or access to my thumb and my fingers, but I got help. I did the work, and I got therapy on my hand, did special hand therapy for the next few weeks. My gorgeous partner, Ness, she helped me a lot with just dressing my arm and massaging it and doing the necessary things there. And my clients were magnificent. I couldn't pick up weights and throw weights around and do everything, but my clients at the time, they were great because they helped me out. I was giving them instruction on what they needed to do, but I didn't have access to my left hand, so they helped me out too. So I got help, and I didn't play the victim thinking that I was alone. Because the worst thing we can do when life's knocking us down is think it's all about me and I'm alone. There are 7 billion people on this planet. Don't think that somebody else hasn't gone through what you've gone through. Maybe you got to reach out. Maybe you need some help. At that point in time, for me, it was really easy. I just had to accept what had happened. I had an optimistic outlook, and I got help. And I got help for the next few weeks until my hand was back to full function. So when life's knocking you down, whether you're watching this now thinking, you know what, life's knocking me down way too much, or maybe you're in a really great stage of your life where nothing's phasing you, just crushing it in every area, that's magnificent, that's fantastic. But if you're going through a challenge, or when you do go through a challenge, if you just remember those two steps, the first one is ensure that you cultivate an optimistic outlook, and secondly is get help and stop playing the victim thinking that you're alone. It's going to give you the resources, it's going to allow you to be resourceful to be able to move through whatever life's throwing at you, because I truly believe that you're never faced with anything you can't handle. That's so true in my frame of thinking. Whatever is happening in my life, good, bad or indifferent, I do believe that I can handle it on some level. Is it always easy? Of course not. But when life's knocking you down, I can't stress enough, have an optimistic outlook, ensure that you reach out for help, and that's going to lead you instead to get you to that next level, to live an extraordinary life, to unlock your fullest potential, and to have a wonderful journey with this thing called life, because that's what we're really here for: more meaning, more fulfillment, more purpose. So I hope this video, short message, has served. Thanks for everyone who's jumped on, Brett and Jaden and a few others who jumped on earlier. Appreciate your support here. If this message resonated and you think that, hey, you know what, Tim's got some stuff here, share it out, do all the good stuff like it. I really appreciate that. And to find out more about what myself and Ness are up to, head over to timandness.com.au/join revolution. We'll get to send you the best tips, tools, trainings, strategies, motivations, inspirations, all about creating an extraordinary life and unlocking your highest potential, which is what we're about. So we look forward to having you part of the revolution there. And hey, if you want some one-on-one help, feel free to PM me. I'm always here to help. That's what I'm here to do, to help and inspire. So hopefully I've done that today. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening to in the world, thank you for tuning in. And that's it from me, so bye for now.